Everyone tells you to display your success, but exposure turns victory into a beautifully lit target.
You think applause means safety? Think again. Applause attracts predators before it ever creates loyalty.
The moment people can measure your rise, they start calculating exactly how to break your balance.
Ego confuses attention with safety, and that is a fatal error most people never see coming.
Being seen doesn't equal being protected, respected, or strategically untouchable when real pressure finally arrives.
Most attacks never come head-on. They come through timing, omission, and quiet sabotage.
The strongest people understand one rule. Whatever shines too brightly gets studied first.
So if you want lasting power, stop turning private progress into public theater.
The first trap is simple. You confuse admiration with alignment, and that mistake poisons your judgment.
Someone can praise you at lunch, then quietly plot against your momentum before the afternoon meeting starts.
It is biological. People compare. Always.
Your success is a mirror. It shows them exactly what they failed to become.
They don't hate your strength alone. They hate the reminder of what they failed to become.
Because your win forces them to face delay, insecurity, laziness, and abandoned potential.
In modern life, sabotage rarely looks dramatic. It looks polite, professional, and perfectly deniable.
A delayed approval, a forgotten email, a missing introduction, a smile with no support behind it.
A friend withdraws after your discipline exposes the excuses he still lives inside.
A partner starts pointless conflict because your growth unsettles the old emotional arrangement.
Don't give them a target. Let results mature in the dark.
The second trap is worse. Speaking from hunger instead of control always makes you easier to read.
When you brag, you aren't just revealing success. You're leaking intelligence to anyone patient enough to listen.
Flaunt money, and you show the world where your nervous system anchors worth.
Flaunt intellect, and you reveal where public humiliation would cut the deepest.
Flaunt status, and you expose which rooms, titles, and invitations regulate your emotions.
Every flex is a blueprint. You hand people the map to your fortress.
You show them what to threaten, what to question, and exactly when pressure will work.
Strategic people listen for obsession, because obsession almost always exposes leverage, dependency, and emotional weak spots.
Your tongue will betray you long before your enemies ever get close enough to do it.
So answer lightly. Reveal little. Keep the center hidden.
In negotiation, the person advertising need has already lowered his own price.
The third trap is mistaking loud signals for real power, when noise usually hides insecurity.
Animals display excess when genuine fitness can survive the handicap visibility creates.
Humans display because they need witnesses to steady a shake soul and protect a fragile ego. The man performing hardness all day usually fears being seen as soft.
The woman selling superiority non-stop often fears becoming invisible in the wrong room.
The employee bragging about business may simply be exposing chaos and poor boundaries.
When signaling becomes compulsive, the signal stops proving strength and starts exposing scarcity.
Neediness has a scent. Social instinct catches it fast. People sense when your performance is really a plea for reassurance, not a sign of strength.
The quiet person often feels stronger because nothing in him is begging to be confirmed.
Let substance arrive first. Then let silence carry the weight no speech can hold.
The fourth trap is announcing plans before reality can defend them with evidence, traction, or proof.
The second you tell people your goal, part of your brain feels finished already.
Praise creates a false reward for work that still hasn't been done.
And false reward kills pressure, the very pressure execution usually needs to stay sharp and relentless.
So you talk about the future and accidentally drain the voltage required to build it.
Words become substitute victories. Substitute victories make real work feel less urgent.
That is why some people stay motivated in private, then collapse after public announcements.
They talked away the energy their hands were meant to use, and the body always knows it. Keep the plan sealed until proof can walk into the room alone.
Store ambition like compressed fuel, and don't burn that fuel just to impress strangers. Many founders build a public identity much faster than they build a durable company.
The fifth trap is letting the audience control your emotional weather without noticing what that costs you. The moment you seek reaction, you give strangers partial ownership of your nervous system. Approval lifts you, indifference shakes you, and criticism cuts you open when you depend on reactions.
That isn't power. That's just high-end slavery.
The performer always waits for a verdict, even when he pretends not to care.
Once self-image depends on applause, silence starts feeling like symbolic death.
Then the crowd becomes your invisible employer, and your mood starts working for them.
You are no longer moving from conviction. You are moving from dependency.
No free mind can exist while its worth is rented from public reaction and borrowed applause.
Score yourself differently by discipline, clarity, courage, restraint, and the standards you set alone.
The strongest creators disappear for months, then return with finished proof no one can argue with.
The sixth trap is forgetting how useful underestimation can be when power depends on timing.
People defend themselves against obvious threats, but relax around what looks ordinary.
Stand out too early, and the room's immune system activates before you can even settle in.
How resistance forms before opportunity even gets a chance to breathe, expand, or become real.
But underestimation creates space, because nobody wastes energy blocking what they dismiss.
It gives you cleaner information, softer resistance, and better angles to move.
People talk freely around what doesn't intimidate them, and that freedom exposes far more than intended.
They reveal structure, weaknesses, and motives to the person they think doesn't matter.
That is why strategic neutrality is so dangerous. It lets you move without triggering resistance.
Dress well, but quietly. Speak clearly, but never drift into peacocking or performance.
Stay invisible until it's too late for them to look away. The seventh trap is mistaking humility for weakness. when humility can be camouflage at the highest level.
Strategic humility doesn't deny strength. It controls when strength becomes visible and when it stays concealed.
You do not owe every listener a report on income, leverage, plans, or wins.
Privacy is not deception when privacy protects peace, options, and mental mobility.
Saying less reduces envy, lowers demands,
and invites others to expose themselves first.
People advise the person they underestimate, and that advice often reveals their own fears.
While they think they're reading you, they are actually confessing their fears, motives, and insecurities.
That asymmetry is priceless in any competitive environment, because information rarely moves both ways equally.
Downplay comfort. Emphasize effort. Stay unexciting.
Do not fake struggle. Just stop marketing your advantages to people who have not earned access.
Surprise lands harder when nobody prepared for your true level, your timing, or your depth.
The eighth trap is underestimating what envy does over time, especially when attention starts to accumulate.
Call it psychology. Call it social energy. The effect still shows up in behavior.
When people fixate on your advantages, they become less generous and more intrusive.
Tension pulls expectations, gossip, and strange emotional pressure into your life, even when nothing is said directly.
Even without direct attack, resentful eyes change the way you move, think, and carry yourself.
You become stiffer, more performative, less experimental, and less peaceful in private.
That is expensive, because privacy protects nervous system bandwidth when life gets louder and more hostile.
And bandwidth protects judgment when pressure, uncertainty, and conflict begin stacking faster than you can recover.
So keep your circle small and share wins where love has been proven.
Keep addresses, numbers, plans, and milestones off temporary feeds and public altars.
Many people lose peace after success because exposure invited invasion before gratitude ever arrived.
The ninth trap is believing constant availability increases value, when scarcity usually creates the opposite effect.
It usually does the opposite, because overexposure turns presence into something common.
When you post every move, you flood the market with unfinished pieces of yourself.
And common things get consumed quickly, judged casually, then forgotten without ceremony.
Mystery creates depth because uncertainty expands what people imagine around you when they cannot fully read you.
The person who explains everything leaves others with nothing left to discover.
Silence concentrates force because withheld information preserves timing, tension, and strategic surprise.
Scarcity sharpens attention. Rarity increases weight, value, and the gravity of your presence.
Disappear when necessary. Return with proof. Speak with precision when the moment actually matters.
In meetings, 3 exact sentences can dominate 20 eager explanations and completely reset the room.
The final trap is believing silence makes life smaller, when silence often makes your presence heavier.
It doesn't. Silence protects energy, dignity, self-possession, and the part of you that stays clean.
When performance ends, your attention returns to observation, timing, and deliberate action.
You become harder to profile, harder to bait, and harder to emotionally purchase.
People project depth onto the person who doesn't rush to explain himself.
That projection gives you room to move, because prediction becomes harder around you.
This is the reward, sovereignty over your inner world, without asking anyone outside to approve it.
Win quietly. Build privately. Reveal late.
Try this once. Achieve something massive. Tell nobody. Then watch how much power you truly hold.